morning, everybody. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill, and I wanted to start off over there, but Loretta and Gus, they have other plans. They are screaming for their morning food, and I think I got to take care of them before I show you what I'd planned on showing you. Now you can see my Secret Service back here, Rocky and Bandit. They are real busy this morning because the temperatures have cooled off a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. So much so that they think it's time to wrestle, it's time to play. I don't know what else they got in mind, but they're on it this morning. And so are my little birds. Y'all, so this area over here is something that the birds that are over here, this is where they've always lived. There's a couple of chickens. Well, I say a couple. There's more than a couple. There's several chickens that I don't want to move into the egg laying mobile because they're bantams mostly. And you got Loki here. He's a little Seabright rooster that he would get beat up if he goes over there. I mean, we got Ryan the roaster. We got Cheese. They would see him as something that's not supposed to be there. I just don't want to move them. So they're staying. But here's what was a surprise to me. This right here. This is a mixed breed hen that Loki obviously was the daddy to, and maybe Redneck was part of one of their daddy. I don't know. But anyway, she has two babies following behind her, and that is not a planned birth. So, welcome to the farm, little ones. So we're going to call these feathered friends stragglers. They do go in that green coop to roost, and they're simply stragglers. I mean, we got Thomas the turkey. We got a couple of Muscovy ducks. We've got our peacocks. We've got our mouths of the south. And then we've got that lovely young lady over there with her two followers, her two babies. Who knows who the daddy is to those? Could be probably Loki. But then we have Gus and Loretta over here who are ready for some squeals of joy. Are you ready, buddy? He did this when he was at Misty Dawn, which is where we rehomed him from, and he does it here. I think it's his anxiety. Girl, I mean, really, you are looking beautiful. Let me get y'all fed. That is definitely why Kalmbach decided to call that feed Squeals of Joy, because once you get it, you stop squealing. You squeal for joy until you get it. And you got some friends there thinking they're going to get a bite of your delicious pig feed. So now that I have those mouths zipped, I'm going to show you what I initially planned to show you. That is in our garage. So we've been doing some tidying up out there. Mary Carl has anyway. She's gotten into taxidermy and she needs a place to do it. So there have been some rearranging going on to try to make space for that to happen. And yesterday, while she was in there doing her tidying, I told her to open up the big garage door and I would back the car out. And that way she could get some air and it wouldn't be, you know, warm in there. Well, yesterday morning, I replenished the Hummingbird feeders. I haven't seen many, y'all. They're just about all gone. But for those few that are still around, I wanted to make sure that they had nectar for their journey. So I made my 4-to-1. I see one right now. I made my 4-to-1 mixture, sugar to water, and got them filled up. I only did 2. I probably really only needed to do 1, but I did 2. And when I got them replenished out here, they immediately found it, you know, because I just changed it out. And Mary Carl came and got me and she said, Mama, there's a hummingbird and it's stuck in the garage. I think, oh, that's okay. It'll find its way out. Well, our garage has, what do you call those things? Trusses. Trusses at the top of it. And so the peak of the roof is rather high. So then she says, Mama, there's now 2 hummingbirds stuck in the garage. I said, okay, well, we'll go open Mama's side of the garage where she has her car parked, and that way they'll find their way out. Evening came, it was dark outside, and I cut the lights off in the garage thinking they would find their way out. I thought they were gone. So this morning, I left the doors open all night long so they could make their grand escape. Actually, there ended up being 3 in here yesterday. And you see, there's 2 now. I don't know if y'all can see both of them, but there's 2. And they are still trapped in the garage. I've been in the garage before and a hummingbird buzzed by my head to try to come and get nectar off of the handle of the garage, but it made its way back out. So I thought, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I hung a hummingbird feeder up in here. They obviously see the color red. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I hung the hummingbird feeder up to where it can come and find it, and then you can see the light of the world. So hopefully their journey from the top of the garage to the feeder, I'm sorry if I made you dizzy, will happen soon, because they can't possibly handle the flying much longer without a drink. So what do y'all think? Do you think by adding the feeder here at the door, it encouraged them to go that way? Not so fast. I tell you, we have a even bigger problem now, because there are now 3 hummingbirds inside the garage. They have to be getting incredibly tired. You can see right there, there's one perched. There's 2 of them still flying. And y'all, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to shut the door and lock them in here, but I need them to find the exit. Not good. Well, I thought maybe it needed to be up a little bit higher, because I had it over here in kind of the center. So I have moved it up higher, and hopefully this will be the deciding factor for them to come down from the hires to exit the garage. So I'm going to just let them be for a little while, and we will come back in a bit, check on them, and make sure that they found their way out. They have to be able to see this. I mean, it's up pretty high. And without me being a threat to my own self and getting up on a ladder and putting the hummingbird feeder up on the actual trusses, this is gonna have to entice them to come down. I had a pool noodle sitting right here, so I thought that may attract them, the color red, so I put it up there. They're bound to see it, and maybe they'll come thinking it's a big flower. Oh, I so hope that those hummingbirds find their way out of there. I tell you, I mean, I hate to see anything lose its life over something that I could have prevented. And while I didn't tell them, hey, come in here, I still feel responsible because I opened that door. So y'all, we'll check on them a little bit later, but right now I want to show y'all the fact that we have not had any rain. I'm about willing to go put my waders on, because this pond is just about gone. It is literally a mud hole. Where are your friends? Oh, they're over there at that's a long goose down there, and oh, I see why. Y'all see the vulture that just perched on that dead tree across the pond? The other geese are probably scared, and vultures are not without food around here, so they're not gonna swoop down and take one of our geese or one of our ducks. They would only do that in dire situations where there's not plentiful food. Unfortunately, there's a lot of deer that get hit by cars and a lot of roadkill. here, and they're not after our animals. They're just simply using that area to perch and possibly get a drink of the good mud hole down there. But I wanted to share with y'all how well the pond is drying up. I never thought I would be wishing for the pond to dry up, but that's where we are, and it's getting close. It's getting real close. I could probably walk across there now without having to fear that I would get water up to here like I did last time. And some of their feathered friends are up here waiting to be fed, and I'm gonna do that right now. Where's the rest of y'all's crew? What do you call yourself doing this morning? All right. Gaggle of geese. Yeah, y'all call your buddies. Tell them to come on, it's breakfast. Time for breakfast. Well, I've made my way to the barn, and I want to see if we can't hear a little sound. Ready? Well, that was not the sounds I'm listening for. Pocket! Well, Pocket just wanted to let Tater have all the vocals this morning, obviously, because she is a quiet girl getting Peaches fixed up, and her Luberson, which has helped Peaches as well as Matilda and our horses and us as humans. Well, I'm not getting it out correctly. Let's try this. All right, just a squirt for Peaches, and got Pocket's food, so let's get this wet down and get these girls fed. And y'all, last night as I was feeding the cows, Matilda came running, and I must say that I have not spoke lately of how well she's doing since she's been on the Luberson, but I'm gonna try to show her this morning. I'm pretty sure she's already out there waiting to be fed. I see some horses' noses, but last night when she came running, I don't see her. It was amazing. And you guys that have followed us for very long know that that joint supplement that she's on has literally saved her life. She was dragging that fourth leg. Her hoof had grown so long. I've got horse food on my hands, but had grown so much longer on that back from dragging it because she couldn't pick it up. Good morning, Ernest T. and Honey. Yes, everybody this morning is doing well. Y'all go, have fun, run around, take your time. Feels good this morning. Y'all can see Nugget is the dominant emu, but there is no fighting. It is strictly showing that he's been here the longest, and nothing has happened that we would not feel comfortable with. So Nugget is with both Ernest T and Opie. Opie's in the goat stall trying to see if they left anything behind from last night. But y'all, things are going well, and it's just, we know now that Goldie's in a new home that Nugget was very, very dominant, and her behavior was very submissive. Ernest T and Opie do that same exact behavior to each other. It's just a emu thing. There they are. I'm coming, babies. I was letting the horses' food marinate. I always feed the horses first. And the reason is because I don't want them the horses that is, trying to get the cow feed through the fence. Even though there's electricity there, I don't want them to feel the need to be competition for food. So I let the horses feed, marinate, get soft, put it in their buckets, and then I feed the cows, which is what we're gonna do right now. What you doing? Now, Opie is the more loving of the two. I don't know why. I don't know what made him. Ernest, he was here first. So what makes Opie more willing to let you pet him and love on him? Of course, he walked away from me right then. That's because I'm talking about him being the sweeter of the two. So I missed it on the camera, but I came back to get Peaches and Pocket's food that's also been soaking. And Pocket had to let out that big whinny. The lights are off in here, so that's why it's a little dark, but I've got Peaches' food ready, Pocket's food ready. We're gonna get those two fed before we head on to the big horses and the cows. All right, girl, you let me down earlier. I said, listen for the whinny, and you were silent. But here you are, awaiting. Hey, I see you. You're awaiting your food. All right, Miss Peaches, enjoy your breakfast, girl. All right, Pocket. Come on, let's go to this outside stall and get you fed. All right, girl, enjoy your breakfast. I'm gonna go get your big friends that are on the other side of the fence. Not concerned at all about feeding Pocket over here and them not being fed as much as I am them touching that electricity and being worried about being fed. So gonna get Pocket's gate open so she won't feel the need to be shut up in her stall anymore. So you may have noticed when I peeked out there to see if Matilda was up here that we had the back barn doors tied. And that is because the horses, the big horses, they reside on the back side of the barn at night. Horses sleep in the evening. They're not out grazing around. And we found out the hard way that they could open the doors. So the doors get tied with a rope every evening. This is temporary until they get moved to their new pasture. But here we go. We're adding a little bit of the forage that Jamie from Suits to Boots suggested for Willie to Reska's food as well. Jason noticed her dropping a little bit of feed, started adding it to hers, helped tremendously. Well, I turned around to come and take care of the cows, and I see two boys over there just running, and you can see their necks got entangled just then, just like Nugget did with Ernest T a minute ago. They are off to the races. Not sure where they think they're going, but here they go. Oh yeah, dancing. It's time to dance, boys. It's time to dance. What y'all doing? Don't stop. Into the stall, separate stalls at that. Oh my goodness. Come on back out. No, it's a water break, Mama. All right, everybody ready to eat this morning? Got to make sure we turn this fence off first, Tater. Yeah. The biggest challenge is making sure that Matilda gets her lubricant, which is in this green bucket. We don't want anybody to try to come get her bucket, and they don't as long as there's enough feed. Come down here, sweet girl. Y'all see her? She's learned to dance. She's doing very well. And I tell you, when I was looking at her last night, you can't really tell what leg was even affected by the injury. I had to look really, really hard to figure out which leg it was. We'll show her walking in just a minute, but you can see the swelling. It's a little bit different on that far leg, the way it looks, but when she walks, you cannot tell that there was an injury there. Do y'all know that the largest cow in the world, or the tallest cow, I should say, is a Holstein heifer, which is what Matilda is. And I tell you, there's no way she could grow and support herself on 3 legs. So that was our fear. You know, she's gonna get big. We realize she's not nearly to the size where she's gonna be. But look at her. she gets along just fine. She runs along to see if anybody else has any leftover food, just like another cow. And you see it right there. That joint, it's always going to look a little different. But you have to look really hard to notice any difference in that left leg and that right leg. Little man, you can't walk up under. Well, you might can, but I don't know that that's a good idea. You can go over and challenge your mama for a little. Oh no, gonna get a drink. He's still nursing. Tater's still. Cows nurse their mama for a very long time. They stay with their parents. Well, not their parents, their mama, and nurse as long as she will allow it. She'll eventually kick him off, but he's eaten enough grain to not have her, but she allows it, and he takes full advantage of that. All right, sweet girl. I hope you have a fantastic day. Got little horns coming in. She's just a picture. To me, that's the picture of a cow. A black and white Holstein. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you all are waiting on your special treat, which is Scratch. And I tell you, that stuff must be really, really, really good because you follow me around like you don't have any feed. And I want y'all to look at here. So this is their feeder. And you can see, it's full. They're not after feed. We keep our chickens feed out 24/7. What do y'all want? It must be really, really, really good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can I get y'all one more cup here? Come on, spread out. So looking at this flock of chickens, they're all very special. They're very important to us in many ways. But there's one of these girls that has earned the title of Employee of the Month. Now last month it was Cheese, the big goose here in the middle. He's the flock protector. But this month it's actually a chicken. So y'all take a gander at this flock of beautiful ladies and gentlemen. I will tell you it's a hen. And see if you can't figure out who the Employee of the Month could possibly be. Who could it be? They're all so beautiful and they're all so different. You know, Jason initially thought, well, I like Rhode Island Reds. I want an entire flock of Rhode Island Reds. And we did. We added 10 Rhode Island Reds, but I like a mixed flock. And hint, 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 hint. All right, ladies. How many eggs do we have today? 17. Uh-oh. Just make sure nobody's in here broody. I know, I'm just checking on you. So I always take a peek in the nesting box and make sure that, you know, that's something that happens. Any chicken can go broody at any time. And what that means is they sit on their eggs. And we don't want a hen sitting on their eggs and then it roll down. So every morning we check and make sure we don't have a broody hen. And we don't have that happen very often. But it does happen, so. Employee of the Month, who will it be? Who will it be? You know what, Bandit? I think you deserve to be the Employee of the Month one time, as you do a wonderful job sitting right outside this gate. I don't know if you're waiting on me to protect or if you're actually trying to protect the chickens, but nonetheless, you do a good job, buddy. The mail lady just came by, and Bandit, my Well, Secret Service, he was letting her know that she was not about to come in this fence without his permission. Appreciate you, buddy. You're working on that nomination for, I don't know if you'd be the egg employee of the month, but you're working on some kind of nomination. So here's last month's egg employee of the month. I put my eggs back in stock. We are going to take down Cheese. He is not to be forgotten. He is just to be tucked away for a new egg employee of the month. We're also going to take away this because that's not needed. And who will it be? So here she is, and if you were paying attention, I focused the camera on this particular girl. Her name is Opal. You may not recognize her by name because we don't refer to her very often, but that doesn't mean that she should go overlooked because she is a beautiful mosaic hen. Now, we had this girl before we moved here. We moved here with her from the old farm. She lays cream-colored eggs. She has beautiful blue earlobes, which is very, very uncommon in chickens. And she has blue skin. So I'm not gonna like pick her up and show you her skin, but trust me, she has beautiful blue skin. And they are very, very beautiful, different looking chickens. So she makes our egg employee of the month, Opal the Mosaic Hen. When Jamie and Stephanie from Suits to Boots and the Denman Homestead came, Jamie was so thoughtful in leaving this beautiful picture of her and this little, I believe it's a little Sarama hen. I may be wrong about that, but Jamie's picture is going to stay up here at the egg stand because it's just cute. So I'm going to grab my empty cartons that somebody so graciously returned, and we're going to head back to the garage and see if the hummingbirds have found their way out. Well, I'm headed back home to see if the hummingbirds have escaped the garage, and my Secret Service, Mr. Bandit here, is coming right along with me. Now, sometimes Rocky will join him, and y'all, I just feel like Rocky is the weaker link, so to speak. He had parvo when he was a puppy, and he seems perfectly fine, but he can't hang with his brother. He's just less interested in walking, and he stays on the porch, which is fine. You're lagging behind, buddy. I need your help. Look at him smiling. He's just happy to be here. You are a true working dog, aren't you? Yeah, you're a true working dog. What you got, a hitchhiker? Had a little green plant stuck to the side of his face, but wherever I go, y'all, Bandit goes, and that's just, usually it's Dee Dee. Dee Dee tapped out on me early this morning. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I'm gonna head into the garage, and hopefully the hummingbirds have found their way out. All right, let's see. My pool noodle's still there. Oh, there's one, there's two. Oh my goodness. And here's the deal, y'all. So Mary Carl came out and she looked and she said, well, Mama, yesterday they were all 3 females and now there's 1 male and 2 females. So I'm not sure which one got out. She's a bit younger than I am and her eyes are a bit better than mine. How she saw that red throat on the male, which indicates male from female, I do not know. But maybe y'all can see it. There's 2 and they're almost perched side by side. That one flew. Oh my goodness. So one of them got out. I'm thankful that one of them got out. Girls or boys, whatever you are, all you have to do is just fly a little bit towards the red and find your way out. Well, it's time to take this a step further, and I'm going to get Jason to get the extension ladder, and we're going to see if we can't persuade them by getting up very high to go down, and they got to get out of there. They can't go without. Anyway, I'll let y'all know the outcome on the next video. But for now, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and y'all be good.